I think that it's time for us to get real and to admit that the things that we go through does not just affect us, it affects everyone around us. So, not everyone, but everyone around us that cares about us. So, I'm going through this thing with someone that I know. And they are going through like the worst time in my eyes with a person that they love. Because we know that, like, once you love somebody, like, that's pretty much it until you are really tired of being tired. And I've been through the same thing before, just being open and honest. Like, I've been through domestic violence before. And women and men, but I'm just saying women for right now, that have been through domestic violence seem to make excuses for it. And the ones that make excuses for it is because, being completely honest, not seeing our value, not feeling as though we deserve more than that. And so we accept it or think that it's going to get better. And it's not, baby. It's not going to get better. I promise you it's not going to get better. It never does. It never. I will sit here and wait for someone to come on these comments and let me know when that situation got better. Even if you say, oh, he didn't hit me again, but that mental abuse was still there. He still did that, right? Or she still did that. That emotional abuse was still there. And I'm just going to touch on that. Because we always talk about men abusing women, but we don't talk about the women abusing men. That emotional abuse, that's just as bad. That verbal abuse, you talking down to that man like he don't mean nothing, as just as bad. No matter what you say. You say it's just words. It is just words. But if that man is treating you right, or attempting to treat you right, because nobody's perfect, and you just bashing them, anyway. But off of that, because that's not what I'm talking. I'm just mean domestic violence, right? And then like we seem to think like it's gonna get better. It's not getting better, baby. Leave. I promise you, you are worth more than what they are giving you. Even if they're only verbally abusing you, it's still abuse. If every time you try to leave, they don't want to act right, but then every time you try to leave, they want to give you this sob story of why you shouldn't leave, that's mental abuse. Leave. Because a relationship, y'all supposed to be happy, enjoying each other, enhancing each other's lives, not like you stressed out. And I'm just so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. And I try to remember that at one point in time, I was like that. I was a lot younger, but I was still like that. Whereas though I felt like, growing up, like, in certain situations you can grow up in certain situations, in toxic situations. And then when you become an adult, things happen and you feel like that's like what it's supposed to be because that's all you know, right? So you accept certain things that you should not accept because all you know is this toxic situation. And people accept it, and you have people that love you and people that try to talk to you and tell you you need to do better, you deserve better, you are, no matter what, like, you don't deserve to be abused in any way. And that is something to focus on, because I know one thing for me, when I went through what I went through, like, I didn't love myself enough at that time to get out of my situation for me. What made me love myself enough to get out of the situation was my kids. I was like, oh, My babies don't deserve to see any of this. And the moment it looked like they was going to see any of it, I was like, yeah, I'm good off that. Like, I'm good. So everybody doesn't have children. I know, I get it. But you have to learn to appreciate and love yourself enough to get out of that situation. Because I can promise you, it does not get better. I went from 15 to 21 in an abusive relationship. It don't get better. It get crazier. Please don't think that God ordained it, because he did not. God did not ordain for you to be beat on or mentally abused or verbally abused. He maybe didn't step in to stop it, but he gives us free will. Right? So I'm going through something, not within myself, with myself, but I'm going through something with someone that I love, and I'm so angry at times, and I really gotta talk to God, because I just want us as a whole to know that love is patient, love is kind, it is not self-seeking. Love is pure. We don't have to put up with that foolishness. Man or woman. Nobody's perfect, so there's going to be some things that you're not going to like. But when it comes to you not not being healthy in that relationship, like your mind is going through the most, your heart is going through the most, like, it's time to get up out of that. Like, it's time to get up out of that. And I know, not wanting to be by yourself, I know that oh so well. But I would rather be by myself than to be going through the things that we allow ourselves to go through. And, like, I just want to shake some people and be like, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. I love you. They're not changing. Maybe they'll change. They could change, because, listen, anybody can do anything. God can do anything. But at the end of the day, even if and when, speaking positively, they change, does that excuse the fact that they put their hands on you? Does that excuse the fact that they called you out of your name? Does that excuse the fact that they cheated on you, abused you, lied to you? Like, wake up. Does that excuse the fact they did all of that? Like, oh, because they changed now. I mean, and I get it. We got to forgive, right? I get it. You can forgive them and still know that they do not love you enough not to, like, purposely cause you harm. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not even going to be like, oh, like, they made a mistake off them. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does. But if they are purposely causing you harm, you need to let them go. And they just cause over and over, they cause you harm. And you just like, well, maybe they're going to get better. Cool, go get better. Go get better. I pray you get better, baby. I pray you get better. I pray you get better. But what you not going to do is come back to me, because you done already severed that part of our relationship. And that's another point. We need to tread lightly on how we treat people, because certain people don't come back. Certain people will love you until they can't love you no more. And by the time you realize, they're not coming back. So we need to be cautious. Everybody ain't replaceable. But for them ones that are purposely causing you harm, like, love yourself enough to be like, no, I deserve better than this. I don't deserve to be treated like this. No. And for the women and the men that are in abusive situations, especially if you have children, you need to look at your kids. Sit your ass down and look at your kids. And ask yourself, is that what you want to do with your life? Is that what you want to do with their life? Because you don't give a damn about your life, for real. You don't. Not enough to the point where you going to leave. I'm spitting facts because I was that person. You don't care about your life to the point where you going to leave. So look at your kids. You want to do better for them? Or you just going to say, they'll make it? Nah, you got to do better. 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 And I know daggone well that you love your kids. So we going to do better, right? Right? Right. Because from this moment on, you heard it. And you know the truth. So if you choose to put your children in that situation, you actively made a choice. So let's do better. And I may seem like I'm rambling, but I'm just talking to somebody. Like, you can't be like that. You have to. You say you want to change, make the change. Don't talk about it, be about it. Okay? So, I love you. I love y'all. But you have to choose life. I lay before you life and death. Choose. Because at this point, you made a decision. You understand? Love and light.